Picasso's life and work became transformed when he met the Russian ballerina Olga. His work became more representational and neoclassical. My forms are based more on mannequins and on the Roman cavalry head from the museum at Ribchester. The forms are reminiscent of Scirocco's work from the same period. As the period progressed, his work became more simplified and abstracted from those classical forms. Picasso began to identify with the bull, and as his relationship with Olga deteriorated, my identification is more with a sheep, and that's a theme in my work, or with the mannequin assuming the head of a Roman cavalry person. You can see my take on the bull's head bicycle with handlebars of Picasso with a sheep's head bicycle with handlebars. Picasso's work became increasingly abstract and violent and rounded, and the figures in violent contortions. But I've tried to move from the rounded into more geometrical, abstract, surreal figures. I've taken a lot of his work and flipped the ideas by, for instance, making this lady into a black lady but geometric, and into making this figure of the acrobat into a geometric figure also. I continue with this project, and my painting of Guernica I've changed into a painting about the refugees crossing the Mediterranean and all the suffering and deaths and tragedy around that. Picasso's Weeping Woman I've turned into a texting man, and here is his painting of Dora Maar. And I've created a 2D squared plus isometric combination, and the painting of the abattoir of the scene from a concentration camp I've turned into an actual abattoir with the sheep, and beneath it a figure of humans in a pattern. In these paintings I'm reflecting my relationship again with my partner Stephanie, and a painting of her, and also of shearing sheep. Instead of a bull killing a horse, it's a man shearing a sheep. So Picasso was in Paris during the war years, couldn't return to Spain under Franco's rule, and here a lot of themes of containment and death were seen in his work, and I've looked at these but turning them into my geometric, isometric combinations, and the later expressive brushwork, this one based on the War and Peace series of Picasso from the 1950s. Again, in the wartime period we have themes of death and capture, and this painting I've taken from a cat catching a bird into a bird catching a worm, and above it is the skull of a sheep rather than a bull's skull. And here is the Dove of Peace that Picasso made when involved with the Communist Party and peace activism in the 1940s and 50s.